Go then. Hey! That was your way. Go on, go and put the big
Could be a single parent going through a difficult time, possibly a bereavement or a health issue.
Poking your tongue out.
They could be mum and dad, 2 kids, somebody who's going through a divorce, families where they are struggling to cope.
Miranda says, all the houses look the same. It's a job to tell them apart.
Having somebody who is choosing to give up their time to come and meet you
You all right? Yeah, how you doing? Yeah,
in the place where you feel most comfortable is the most powerful thing.
And I think a seagull says something like, tweet, 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 tweet.
4You equips the local church to train volunteers to support families in their communities, families that maybe are isolated, lonely, vulnerable.
You know, I said I'd go on to anxiety medication.
Yeah.
I've got another appointment.
Our model is based on building relationship so that somebody can actually realise what it is about their own life that they want to do differently.
Like I have an open post for like 3 weeks, and I know Ian paid the gas bill.
It's not about doing it for the family, but it's about helping them to help themselves. I would love to see a 4You in every major town and city across the country.
Hello, I'm home.
When I look at my own community where I live and I see the need in my community, I know that that is mirrored in communities up and down the country.
What colour are the peas?
Green.
Green, good boy.
Do you want to see a difference in your area? Do you want to see a difference in your community? Do you want to see families transformed? And if you do, and you're sat there thinking, but I've got no idea where to start, then come along and be part of this journey.
Oh, got you! Got you! Got you! Got you! Got you! Got you! Got you!
Imagine what it's like having a baby, not having family and not having a partner to support you, not being able to put nappies on your baby, not having a clean or a safe bed for that baby to sleep in. That's almost unthinkable. Baby Basics help the local church provide essential equipment to women in need through midwives and health visitors.
Oh, she's going to be absolutely chuffed. Well, this is actually handmade by a lady who makes Moses baskets.
One of the key things that we put together is a sort of Moses basket starter pack. So that obviously provides a clean and safe bed for the baby to sleep in. And then within that we pack nappies and sanitary products, bedding and clothing for the baby, as well as giving away pushchairs and cots.
So what we're trying to do is make them look as beautiful and as pressed and as neat and new as we can possibly make them look.
Churches getting involved in Baby Basics just really need to be willing. They also need a sort of small storage area for storing and for sorting. And we'll offer them support and guidance and training as we go along.
Hi, I brought your basket. Am I all right to come in?
Yeah.
I would love for every midwife or health visitor or agency worker that works with vulnerable women to have somewhere that they can go.
Oh, I hope you are doing this right.
And I would love for the local church to be right at the heart of that.
Who's that?
How do you reach parents who are isolated and struggling with so many different things and not really knowing what you're doing and feeling out of control, feeling a bit helpless? It's hard enough being a parent without any of those things. In this country, there's a real stigma around going to a parenting group. We can't just do it for those that have the confidence to say, yeah, I could do with a bit of help.
It's something that he's doing and he's not stopping.
Kids Matter equips the local church to reach disadvantaged, marginalised families in their communities. In the sessions, we look at who's in your support network, because we know one of the biggest problems with disadvantaged parents is that they are isolated. We get stuck into some of the real detail about understanding children and what do they need. And we use the very well-known love languages quizzes.
My eldest son made an effort to actually come back as well.
And we look at what are your values and traditions. And that's often a time when we talk about faith and God.
We're probably
If a church wants to run a Kids Matter programme, then we help those facilitators get started. We help them think about what any recruitment challenges they might have. Once it's running, we offer them proper supervision.
2 and 8 every 2 years.
Our hope is to see thousands of parents meeting in small groups in all the hard-to-reach corners of this country through the local church, running their families more effectively and seeing their children flourish. Our vision is that any church in this country that wants to work with disadvantaged parents will grab hold of this tool and run with it.
Isolation and loneliness can be a really frustrating and challenging thing in people's lives. A lot of older people really worry during the week about different things, whether it's the fear of crime or maybe they might be concerned about relationships in the family. The Link Visiting Scheme started in 1998 to visit and befriend isolated older people. There's all sorts of ways that befriending can impact older people. It can reduce depression and improve mental health as people get to know other people. A lot of the older people that we've come across are really keen to engage in new activities and events. We do bowls clubs, there's a singing group that's just started up, all sorts of outings. What we're trying to do is to arrange additional projects that help them engage with other people on a regular basis. It's a very simple, straightforward model, really. Anyone can go in and have a cup of tea or coffee with an older person. What we do is we give training about some of the things that they might be facing. I'd like to see every village, town, city in the country eventually having some kind of visiting and befriending project that's run with local churches and that can really help to change the lives of older people.
Parish nursing is a way of offering whole-person healthcare through a local faith community.
Hello. Hi Brian, it's Maggie.
It's a way of adding to whatever can be offered through the health services.
June, how are you? Good morning.
Healthcare is about much more than injections and drugs and going to the doctors even. Healthcare is about reassurance and spending time with people. The nurse can offer to pray with the client or the patient.
So much.
The people that we go and see aren't always ill in bed. They're often quite healthy people. They may have an anxiety about an upcoming hospital appointment.
So they gave you the appropriate antibiotics.
They may have had some advice which they're not sure about. They may just be in a muddle, basically.
He's been all right, he hasn't been sick, has he?
He hasn't been sick yet, he hasn't had him.
Parish nurses don't do the invasive kind of care because those are available and done through the NHS. The nurses are employed or appointed by the church. It can be a volunteer role, it can be a paid role. We provide the initial training, it's about a week. That's available 2 or 3 times a year. We have so many more churches in the UK than we have health clinics or GP surgeries. And I'd just love to see every church involved in health ministry of some kind. Jesus said that he had come to bring people life in all its fullness, and that's what parish nursing is about. I just want to see more nurses take it up. I want to see more churches get involved. As a result of all that, I want to see people find life in all its fullness.
There's something socially and spiritually significant about the relationships between fathers and their children. Sometimes there's not the opportunity for them to spend time, just the dad and the child. And I think Who Let the Dads Out gives them that opportunity within a church context. It gives them an opportunity to spend time together, to have fun together. Who Let the Dads Out exists to inspire, equip and support local churches to set up ministries to reach out to fathers and children within their communities. We're not prescriptive about how it should be run. We just want Who Let the Dads Out to be a catalyst for engaging with fathers and their children and for building up relationships with people in the community.
Because I'm at work all week, you know, you've only got a finite time at the weekends to do something, so you know, this is a good opportunity.
The thing that dads often don't get is an opportunity to mix with other dads and talk to other dads, and that's what Who Let the Dads Out gives them.
It has been quite busy. It's annual review time at work.
We also get the benefit of engagement with people from the church, people who can express God's love to them.
It's your first time. Hello, I'm Simon. Nice to meet you.
And begin to build up relationships with them.
Yeah, I never knew anything like this existed, so it's great.
It's been around for about 10 years now, and tends to be weekends.
If the church wants to set up a Who Let the Dads Out group, I'd recommend that they start off with our website, find out where the closest group is, and go out and see what happens in practice. I genuinely think that Who Let the Dads Out can change a nation. I think if we turn the hearts of fathers to their children and the hearts of children to their fathers, and we make ready a people prepared for God, I think that can change a nation.
For many young people in our cities and our towns and our villages, they've been written off. But it may be mum and dad are split up. There may be dyslexia, there may be bullying going on. But you know what? If they don't get any help, they're going to fall out of education. And I think what we want to do through Excel Mentoring is saying that is not acceptable.
Hey! Hey! How you doing? I'm good, thanks. How are you?
It's a coming alongside them. It's not about parachuting into their lives for a couple of weeks and disappearing again. It's about saying, we want to do this with you.
That's so cute.
Show me.
Excel Mentoring is about equipping the local church to run their own sustainable mentoring program in their community.
Yeah.
The whole mentoring process is based around the child. So if the child is struggling with their academic work, then actually what the mentor does is help them with their homework.
And here you've got like y plus 2, y minus 1 equals...
If they're struggling with low self-esteem, then actually the mentor sometimes takes them to the gym or goes to the hairdressers and talks about that issue.
So, tell me, how's school?
Good.
Yeah?
I've got an achievement.
You got an achievement?
So the whole idea is this isn't one size fits all. This is based around the needs of the child.
When you have somebody like a mentor who comes in and actually starts to support them, then that just makes a dramatic difference.
We want to encourage churches to find 5 people in your church that can give 2 hours a week for 12 months. We will train you, we will give away everything we've learned about mentoring for the last 18 years, but then it's your mentoring program.
Thanks, you too. Yeah.
The local church in the local community reaching out to vulnerable young people.
Well, I will see you soon. Be in touch. All right.
Hey, open the door. Open the door.